Hello, Mom and Dad Meet World viewers. So take a look at this. This is a key fob remote control to a 2006 Honda Pilot. If you take a look here, it is actually not working. This is a laser cut key itself, but this had got dropped yesterday while we were trying to replace the battery, and the remote itself is not working. So we had went to Amazon and we had ordered up a replacement key fob right here. So this is a replacement key fob. So the replacement key fob not only is the key itself, it is a unlaser cut key. Like this right here is a laser cut key. But you've got this blank key right here that can be cut. But what we're gonna do is we are gonna attempt to pair this key, and you can see the light does turn on this key. We're going to take the guts out of this one right here and put it into this one right here, and then attempt to repair it on the Pilot itself. So we can use essentially the skeleton of this one with the guts of this one. So we're turning this essentially valet key into a fully functional working key with these guts. So let's take a look.
Hello, Mom and Dad Meet World. So today we are going to program a spare key fob for my 2006 Honda Pilot because I broke the second one when replacing the battery. So to do that, we're going to take the working fob that I have here with the laser cut key. I'm going to stick it in the ignition. I'm going to turn it all the way to the on position, one step away from run. I'm going to hit the lock button and I'm going to turn it back. I'm going to turn it back to the on position and I'm going to hit it a series of 4 times, which you'll watch. Once that happens, my locks will drop. And then I will reprogram this key by hitting the lock button, and then both keys will be programmed. So let's take a ride. Keys in the ignition, goes to the on position, lock button is pushed, key comes back, key goes to the on position, pushed for a second time, comes back, goes back, push the button a third time, comes back, goes back, hits the button for a 4th time. You'll hear my key lock. I've pressed the lock and unlock on both keys. Now, you'll see my factory remote that I started with works, and the one that I just bought off Amazon for $17 also works. So now I have 2 working remotes for my 2006 Honda Pilot. I'm going to take this dummy key as it is out because it's not cut for my car and install my laser cut key that is cut for my car. Hello, Mom and Dad Meet World. Today we are going to replace my broken Honda key fob. I took it apart to put batteries in it, and I actually dropped the chip inside on the ground and broke off a diode, and so it no longer works even with the new battery. So I went to Amazon and spent $16 or $17 and got a replacement shipped in next day. I just went out to my car and programmed it to make sure that it was compatible and did work, as Amazon said. You can see it lights up when I push the button here. And I did make sure that the locks drop and unlock. So now what I need to do is get rid of this dummy laser cut key and put my laser cut key for my ignition and door locks with this fob together. So the back of this key has a very tiny, I believe it is size 0 or size 1. I'm almost positive it's a 0. I have a Cobalt tool set that I use, but it's got a bunch of tiny little adaptable bits. And they're pretty good. You don't want to strip it out, so if you're having a problem, make sure that your bit is right. I did put a pretty good amount of force on that to get that out. The last thing you want to do is strip out your screw. Ironically, my Honda screw fell out a long time ago, so now that I have unscrewed this, what most people don't realize is you got to go from the laser cut side. There's a little notch right here, both on this aftermarket key fob and on the Honda one. It's up more towards the top. Oh no, same spot, left side, my apologies. But it's for a small flathead or a thumbnail, if you would. You just stick it in here and push it back. So upon further inspection, looking at my factory Honda laser cut key, you notice that this piece is built into the key fob plastic housing, and it looks like you just push a couple buttons and it pops up, and I think that is what locks this in place. but it also may be a chip to this electronic transponder. And I've tested this key without anything in it, and I know for sure I can start my car, turn it on, and unlock my doors. So I don't want to potentially damage anything in here that I might just be unknowing of. So what I'm going to do is actually switch the guts out of this old one and new one so that they will line up and work in this. The only reason I can't just drop this in is because this new one comes with a plastic little front-facing clip here. It's just injection molded plastic to fill space. And I don't need that because my laser cut key works. So first thing I'm gonna do is take this old piece apart. You'll notice that my buttons are really worn out. The piece that actually holds them in falls out if I flip it over. So there's the front of my key. The back I'm not even gonna use. I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna pull this apart.
That's the new one.
This is the brand new one.
Already been programmed to the car.
Correct. I just popped that clip with slid my fingernail underneath it and lifted it up a little bit at the top. That's what I would do if I was just replacing the battery as well. So here's the board that comes with it. The battery's built into the back.
It is an aftermarket battery compared to the factory one. It uses CR1616 as the factory battery. This aftermarket one is...
I can't read it. It looks like a 2016 from what I'm seeing. I don't want to pop it out since I know it works right now. So that's for later information for you folks. Here's the plastic that goes over the front of it. This is just the waterproof seal essentially to keep your keypad nice and safe from getting damaged when people like me drop it and or, you know, spill soda on your keys.
Putting it on the old one.
Dropping it right in. And I'm actually going to use the back off of the new one instead of my factory one because my factory one has the built-in battery pieces that I don't need because this battery is built in. So let's just see what this lines up like. So clips down. That seems to have clipped down. I'm going to try this one more time because I don't like the way that seal is sitting right there. It's trying to tuck under a little bit more. Because keep in mind, this isn't the factory housing that this seal is initially sitting in when it was designed. Locked in, nice and good. So,
lights are flashing.
Lights are flashing. Drop this right here into my factory Honda key fob. Take my Honda back, hook it over it to the back, and it clicks down and snaps in. It doesn't look like it went all the way down. There we go. You'll see the seam is tight all the way around. Now all I need to do is screw it back in. It's that really tiny little screw right there. I took it off my handle here for a second, so I'm just using the bit. It doesn't take very much pressure to get it in there. And my key fob is dirty, needs to be cleaned up. It's been inside a little plastic housing, but if you hit the button, and I can hear my car honking outside my house. So
we're gonna go outside, we're gonna test it. So new guts have been replaced. Old key fob right here with that laser etched key. So let's test it out.
So now we're outside with my newly repaired assembled key. Lock and unlock works. Hold the second lock and unlock the hatch. Lock twice, break the lock. So now I'm going to take my newly reassembled factory key with the replacement guts fob and start my car. Make sure the transponder and everything works great, which I knew it would, but it does. And unlock and lock. Worked no problem. The reason the lights are staying on in my car, just for notice, is because I've turned on my dash lights so this video would film well.